everybody. It's the Shut-Ins. I'm Chris, and this is Griff.
Yes, back in beautiful Three Forks, visiting Mr. Chris again. So
the best two out of Three Forks.
Exactly.
That's my Chicago.
It's very good. Yeah, I've spent a little bit of time there, and it feels like I'm in the windy city myself. So.
Yeah. We got a Chicago Pope. You think they're gonna serve deep dish at the communion there? Have some beers? Maybe put on the Hawks game?
You know, I can't see why they wouldn't. I mean, it seems appropriate.
Head down to Ed the Bevics, maybe get a couple beefs?
Yeah, just, eat and get out of there.
Oh, God. That restaurant where they shout at you?
Yeah.
I don't know if they're still around, but...
I don't know. I haven't heard of them. I haven't been there in a long time. I remember did go there one time, and we knew what we were getting into with like the rudeness from the wait staff, but it ended as expected with my mom getting a little bit upset that we bought a T-shirt and they stretched out the neck on the T-shirt.
You can't stretch out the neck.
Yeah, it was kind of one of those things, straight to jail. So
and we'll do a straight to jail in a little bit. On a T-shirt, the neck is the keystone to the fit, as the kids saying, and on a long shirt, it's the wrist part.
Cuff.
The cuff. I have a fucking college degree.
Wow. Well, I think we need to drink a little bit more of our coffee.
Yeah, a little. Hey, had some coffee there. Maybe do communion after my coffee. That's my Chicago Pope.
It's a beautiful thing.
Weirdly, not the archetype of what the rest of the world sees as America right now. He's like a guy who's been an expat forever. Lived in Peru, speaks like 16 languages, and is liberal.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good political move for stemming back the tide of, I guess, yeah. I mean, Trump did think he was going to be Pope, briefly, according to some tweets and an AI, which was just funny. I don't know. I just hope that it continues down this path where he's just like bombastic Trump and not... Oh, well, ICE did arrest the mayor of Newark today. Not New York, but Newark.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
So that's...
Yeah.
Anyway, there's other news this week. India and Pakistan are on the brink of nuclear exchange.
It's not a good thing.
There's a potential elimination of the Energy Star program in the U.S., which, of course, furthers the destruction of environmental pillars.
Nothing to worry about there.
Nothing there. Ongoing conflicts in Ukraine, Gaza, and of course we had the fantasy draft for the Pope. We got our guy. I was psyched.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be between the Philippines, Black Pope, or the USA guy. I was like, not another Italian or... Cool Pope was good. He's Argentinian, kind of Latin flavor there, but a Chicago Pope.
Pope Leo.
Yeah. Cool name.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
Yeah, he's very popey looking, by the way.
Yes, he definitely has that look.
He has Pope look. Like if we're asking AI generate popey, I need somebody giving popey. It's old Leo. Is he 14 or 16? I want
to say 14. I'm not as sharp on my Roman numerals as I should be, but I'm pretty sure it's 14.
Okay, well,
and it sounds like he had early aspirations. This was actually an anecdote from my mom. She shared that new Pope used to, he had some siblings, and then when they played, they would play like cops and robbers or like police and bandits.
Where the Catholic
or whatever.
Church takes money from the poor.
And so anyways, the current Pope, he wanted to play, he's like, no, let's play priests. Well, what did that look like? It's a little worrying. Like, how do you play priest when you're 6 and stuff?
Well, the joke there is the priests play with the 6-year-old.
Yeah, exactly.
I believe I had a molestation joke last week. I'm not trying to pigeonhole myself, and I did grow up Catholic, and I'm actually psyched to see what direction. I think he's sort of like he was Francis had given him his blessing. But anyway, Pope's from Chicago. I haven't seen someone from Chicago worship this much since Kanye West was at his last Klan rally. No, Griff, besides the Pope, the biggest news of the week for me was, did you hear this? Weight Watchers filed for bankruptcy. It's a sad day.
Say it ain't so.
Yeah. Who's going to fill the void?
I don't know.
Where's Luka Doncic going to turn to?
Oh my goodness, that's yeah.
By the way,
that's it's still too soon.
Too soon. I'm asking. You're a mourning Lakers fan. Do you think Nico Harrison, who, if you haven't been listening, he is the GM of the Dallas Mavericks, and he traded Luka Doncic, who's a generational talent and young, to the LA Lakers for a star in Anthony Davis, but he's older and prone to injury. And we spent the last episode talking about how we actually grew up idolizing Nico Harrison, who played for the Montana State Bobcats, which is sort of like our hometown team. And it was strange to see him turn into this villain arc.
Oh, definitely.
Do you think he's feeling a little vindicated now that Luka was completely ineffective? It looked like he'd been, having like whatever the Slovenian national dish is. I assumed it was pierogies. Anybody who has like one of those weird dash/accent things over like a C in their last name.
Usually the answer is pierogi.
That's pierogi. Yeah. It seemed like he was a little weighed down.
Yeah.
By an Eastern European dumpling.
Yeah.
I mean, he's schlubby, right? And the Lakers were summarily eliminated. And after the Lakers lost, J.J. Redick, Lakers coach, said, what, do you know the quote?
It was something about, we need to be in championship
shape. End quote.
Yeah, that might have been directed at a particular player.
I believe that's called dry snitching. One of my favorite rappers, Ghostface Killah, he calls it dry snitching, which in white world it just means indirectly informing on someone.
Okay, that's a new one. I like that. I might incorporate that into my daily vernacular. Dry snitching.
Dry snitching. Yeah. So Weight Watchers, they're on their way out. They wave the white flag at Wegovy and Ozempic. Mm-hmm. And, who needs willpower and group hugs when you've taken out a second mortgage to afford that EpiPen of moderated starvation?
There we go. Like, I feel like Weight Watchers might have had a little bit of a marketing issue. It's like, they call it Weight Watchers. Like, you can watch your weight go up.
Yeah, it goes both ways.
And, like, I mean, I never joined, but, I mean, I've watched my weight steadily climb since high school, and it's just, like, to charge people to join to watch their weight go up. I feel like they could have had a little bit better selling point than Weight Watchers, like weight losers. Maybe it's a little too negative. I don't know, but
this kind of dovetails into my next point. There already has been the semaglutide industry. They swooped in already, and they filled the group accountability weight loss void that Weight Watchers left. That's kind of part of the program too. It's like the group accountability.
Yeah.
But they're calling it Wegovy. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
The other one?
I think so, yeah.
Wegovy Waddlers.
Oh.
The Waddlers.
Yeah, that's a really good name.
Kind of punching down. Correlation is not always causation, but I'm guessing that, like, people are just more willing to, like I say, pay that $800 a month to get those injection bruises and watch themselves disappear. It's kind of like a magic pill. Weight Watchers shutting down, it's kind of like AA shutting down because there's been a miracle pill invented to fight booze dependency. It simulates liquid shits and the 3 a.m. horror of remembering you confessed to banging your cousin on Twitter. So AA goes out of business when that's invented. Oh, God. Wegovy Waddlers. That's kind of mean. But you know what? I can light a match and burn my own house down. I'm overweight. I'm not, like, a complete schlub, but, I'm more to love Lily. And that's why we have our weight loss competition every year. March maskless.
Yes, we're moving it to January because there's been some talk of motivation issues in March.
Yeah, March is the doldrums there.
Yeah, so that's fair. That's fair.
Just put it this way: I'm not the fattest guy in town. I wouldn't even say like people would be like, oh, like that's an overweight person. I'm the fattest guy in Myanmar, the former Burma.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm just
Myanmar.
That's punching down again. It's a third world country in Southeast Asia. It's got the Irrawaddy Delta, which often floods in the spring.
Wow.
There's also a coup about every solstice or so.
So cyclical, kind of. Yeah.
I think that's the word there.
Cyclical junta. Yeah.
Cyclical. Speaking of sick, we were discussing. That was a really, really shitty segue, but I'm gonna stick with it. We were discussing the last time we golfed, and we got golfed.
Oh my God.
And we got paired with King Penis. This guy, I was actually cordial, and I hate that I was cordial to him, like I was being a big phony baloney. You were prickly to him from the first hole to the last, And I
getting
applaud you for that.
Thinking about it right now.
I applaud you for just
this guy.
You held the line, man.
This guy.
He was such a douchebag, and he was. I hate that he was like low key, kind of like a good golfer a little bit too.
Yes, it was like I'm almost so upset thinking about it I can barely speak. But like from the get go, Mr. Know-It-all, he's golfing with his significant other, I guess fiance or something.
They were betrothed, I believe.
Okay,
but he paid almost no attention to her, gave her almost no hints.
Yeah.
So like she's so starved for attention during our round that she mistook my light praise and just general positivity toward her for flirting.
Yes.
And I saw a glint in her eye. May have mistaken it, but she warmed up to me in such a way where, like, if this dude wasn't careful and I wasn't married, like, I would have swooped his girl just out of spite.
Well, what was sad is, like, she liked the just the mild attention that you were, like, telling her a good shot. Hey, it's okay.
It was being a real person to her.
Yeah, he was kind of a dick about it. It was like, oh, sorry she's so slow, and oh, yeah.
Like, we never said that.
Yeah.
I looked at you when she teed off because everybody has that's learning the game.
Yes.
Is shitty for a little bit.
Yes.
And she got better, dude.
Oh, she had
I was more patient.
Good shots.
I feel almost a little bad because at the first we were like, oh boy, here we go. Like, right. And I Love You, Man, when Jason Segel is golfing with Paul Rudd, their characters, and they go golfing with girls, and then like Jason Segel gets hit or something by an errant shot.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is my nightmare. It's sexist that, guys don't want to golf with their girls. But like, I hate to say, but I was like, oh boy, this is going to be a slow round.
Yeah.
No sexism implied, just that she was a beginner.
No, and we weren't slow as a group. It was just a busy day on the course and stuff. But
we just gave a little bit of light praise.
Yeah. But,
I would have swooped this girl out of spite. My buddy, he's a listener, so I'm not going to say his name, but my friend, and we're in Korea, he did that. Like, there was this Tucker Max type foreign guy, like, real douche bro, frat, like the kind of, let me slip you a Mickey.
Oh, jeez.
Because
that's so good.
Yeah, that kind of guy. I remember he said to some of our, one of our friends was black.
Yeah.
And he was doing that Dave Chappelle darkness from the Dave Chappelle show. He was calling him darkness. Like, this guy was
That's not
like, fuck that guy's life, man.
No kidding.
And he had a Korean girl with him at the Foreigner Bar one night, and he just completely was like a social pariah and a liability. My friend turns to me, he's like, watch this. He's like, I'm gonna swoop her out of general principle.
Yeah.
And he did.
Did he really?
He closed the... He didn't even want to. He's like, I have to. He's without sin in my book for that.
Yeah, no, I think you're absolved. The Chicago Pope would probably even okay that, so...
Yeah, I pardon you, my son. No big deal.
Oh, man, that guy, though. I think my favorite part... There were so many favorite parts for me, but when I inadvertently hit into the group ahead of us on that one hole, and he explained, like, 3 times to us...
More than 3.
Yeah, like... how it rolled up there, how they saw it coming. It
frickin' rolled. He said frickin' as his like crutch for every word.
Yeah.
I get it.
He was a
5-second explanation. We all say, oh yeah, that happened.
Yeah,
the next 2 fucking holes.
I know. It's like we saw it. I saw it too. I'm the one that hit it.
Yeah,
no. It was just kind of it was rolling up to him, and they saw it, and it rolled past. I know. I hit the shot. I saw it. Thank you for explaining it to me multiple times. It's very helpful.
Old Rain Man.
Yeah. Meanwhile, your girl over there, is like
completely neglected.
Yeah, completely neglected.
Needs some praise and acknowledgement as she learns the game.
I gave some compliments to you. You were much nicer than I was to both of them. But she did.
Your switch was off because that guy pissed you
off. I know.
And so you were just like, no, fuck this. I'm not being social. I'm just gonna play.
Yeah.
And like. I was like, I feel, I gotta chat.
Yeah.
I don't really mind golfing with randos.
No.
It gives me an opportunity to meet and learn different things about people, but like, she was nice.
Yeah. And she knew your name by the end of the round. When they were leaving, she said, see ya, Chris.
Yes.
Chris and Griff sound a little bit similar.
He also was the first person, I've been interrupting you a lot, I'm sorry. He was the guy, when we were driving past him to start the round, to go tee off, hey man, what's up, I'm Chris, and this is Griffin. And he goes, Pause. I'm like, oh God, what's he fucking queuing up for? Some cornball shit. And he goes, oh, like, frickin' Family Guy?
Chris Griffin, yeah.
It never occurred to me, dude. I've known you since, before the show started, but that show's from like 2000.
Exactly.
It never occurred to me, but our name is Chris Griffin from Family Guy.
Yeah, Peter Griffin.
And I love Family Guy, but I don't want this podcast in any way to be associated with that.
Yeah.
And so I'm forever going to have you announce your name first. This is Griffin and Chris.
Griff is different than...
I call you Griff more than I call you Griffin.
I'm a Griff.
Yeah.
I'm Griff to my friends. All 5 of them. Yeah.
Oh, that's generous.
Sorry, I boast.
He was a good golfer too. It's kind of like when your nemesis in high school says something that makes everybody laugh, and it's actually well crafted.
Yeah, he actually hit the ball pretty well. I would have loved for him to have sucked, but he actually played pretty well.
So this is your straight to jail. Like if we're emperor for a day, no trial, no jury. I mean, what did he do wrong other than just that he was onerous to hang out with and share a round of golf with? Like, why does he go to jail?
Oh, know-it-all. He was a know-it-all. He knew everything about golf. It was non-stop...
Physics, evidently.
Non-stop chatter. Never stopped talking. Right, had a comment for everything. He was an expert on everything outside of golf as well. You
can be chatty if you're funny.
Yeah.
He wasn't funny.
Yeah, and trying to, we were watching my Lakers blow the game against the Timberwolves. And
you could tell that we were watching something before it was our turn to tee off.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't pick up. That's why I think he's Rain Man, dude. Like, there was some spectrum.
And then calling him Rudy Gorbert instead of Gobert.
He dipped his toes into NBA talk.
Yeah, he tried to, get in on it. Yeah, Gorbert. I'm like, that is not his name.
Well, I mean...
That is not his name.
I'm not like a Francophile to the point where I'm saying croissant. But
no.
I am going to say Rudy Gobert and not Rudy Gobert.
Yeah. You can say Bobby Hebert versus, Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert. Yeah. Okay, so straight to jail.
Yeah.
Crime is talkative without being funny.
Yeah.
Know-it-all to the point where he had absolutely no social acumen in picking up on signals. Was better at golf than us.
Yes.
And was like a cad and a bit of a jackass to his
big time. There's nothing that bothers. I worked at a golf course for years, and we'd always have guys bring out their girlfriends or wives or whatever to the course, and it's like they always were like apologists for them as if they were such a distraction and so bad. And this guy was like that too. It's like, oh, she's a beginner, and
how's she gonna feel?
Yeah, that's real nice. We're not bothered by it at all, and it's like you're talking down about your fiance and stuff, and it's just like you got to start somewhere. It would have been on us if we were like, oh, come on, hurry up or whatever. But he was the one volunteering that stuff.
If it were,
I did not care for him at all. I'm glad he lives in Billings and not in Three Forks or Bozeman. Go back to Billings. We're doing just fine up here.
Yeah, get your neck tattoos and your paternity tests, and stay over there. Actually, I don't really mind Billings. Everybody trashes on Billings and Butte and Great Falls. There's unique things on each 3 of those towns. So, and I really can't stand for, and this is hearkening back to what I said about punching down with the overweight, because I'm overweight a little bit. I cannot stand it when people trash Bozeman.
Right.
It's my hometown.
Yes.
I can trash Bozeman. And everybody here in Three Forks absolutely despises Bozeman and Bozeman people. But guess what? Every time I'm at Winco, I see them there.
Right.
They hate Bozeman, but they need it. Yeah. All right? And the fact is, the only reason I don't live in Bozeman is because I can't fucking afford it. All right?
It is outrageous. It is obscene.
And I do think it's unfair what has happened to people being unable to afford it.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I mean, the property that, my parents passed on to me after they left, it's in a town that is historically very interesting, but is what they call red meat, rural, divide. And I like a lot of people in this town, but there is certainly a disconnect with what's going on outside of the zip code. I'll just put it that way. So anyway, I don't like it when people trash Bozeman, even though it does deserve little bit of shit it gets for how much it changed and how much it grew. But you know what? That's growing pains, and
I think the trade-offs have been pretty fair. And a couple things. I love that these people that have lived here for like 6 years consider themselves like Bozeman natives, and they're like, oh, it's changed so much. It's like, no, I actually never left. I've been here 41 years.
It's like, I remember the Hanky Dinky.
Yeah, and like we went from like 2 or 3 decent restaurants to eat at, including Mackenzie River growing up. That was one of the better places you could eat. And now we have like a legitimate Fushi. Indian restaurant, multiple good sushi restaurants. Those things,
Dave Sushi
those were non-existent.
That's a real killer.
Oh.
Dave Sushi does not market to locals anymore because they know nobody from town is going to eat there anymore.
Yeah.
When I was still going to Big Sky a lot for work, they would market to people coming and going out of Big Sky that hadn't heard that Dave Sushi had a body on him from tainted...
allegedly tainted mushrooms.
Allegedly. Very good. We are not trying to get into the litigious podcasting space. Straight to jail for anybody who is a transplant from a blue state that moved to Montana to try to cosplay this cowboy pioneer spirit because they watched fucking Kevin Costner on one of the worst shows in television history, Yellowstone. And you know what? Oh, really? Pioneer spirit? You live in a field, windswept field of maybe, what do you got, 3 acres up there? And with you can't even, views of the Bridgers in the 300s. No. You have a view of the fucking strip club. You live in a fucking rattlesnake field next to a neighbor who's, cooking up meth. Like, that's your Bozeman fantasy. Yeah. All right, so straight to jail for that. Do you have any other straight to jails, Griffin?
Oh, I do for sure. Like the one that's like an absolute non-negotiable for me. Under no circumstances, if anyone tries to take the other side of this, I'm sorry, you're going straight to jail. If you are in your own home watching TV in jeans, you're gone.
Gone.
You're gone. Back of the police car.
How do you go around?
I mean, could you pick a more uncomfortable article of clothing to watch something in? I mean, you can buy stretchy ones. You got like the
jeggings.
Yeah.
You got some jeggings in
but
the
it's like
drawer.
wearing jeans when you're at home.
Jeans to watch TV.
When I get home, it's like I'm on fire. I can't wait to get the clothes I'm wearing off fast enough. Put on my basketball shorts. Put on one of my absolutely translucent T-shirts that I've been wearing for 10 years that are extremely comfortable, but they don't cover up very much, but it's comfortable.
Yeah,
I'm watching TV. If you're watching TV in jeans...
El Salvador for you. I have one. And let me cook on this, because this is my Anakin to Darth Vader turn. My Hulk Hogan to Hollywood Hogan heel turn. SpaceX Elon to Trump bootlicking Elon.
Okay. Looking forward to this.
So I taught middle school English for many years. I have made it a point to say I was not a cool teacher, like showing up on a motorcycle. Like, I was Mr. Feeney, respected, good at what I did, and I developed relationships that would intrinsically get students to be eating out of my palm so then I could teach them the information better because they were having fun while they learned. Routinely, the conversation was, Mr. Lilly's class is hard but fun. And I that was such a compliment.
That's a good combo.
And my first year teaching, second best test scores in the state of Arizona.
Very impressive. Nice.
I received some accolades here and there, but mostly public school teaching is not merit-based, it's longevity-based.
Right.
And so I had my eyes on this award that the district had, but I knew if I wasn't going to be there for another 10 years, I wasn't going to get it. I got, some stuff here and there. Just put it this way, like the mayor's brother ran the district. It was the biggest district in the state of Arizona. And he would come to my classroom to show school board, election runners, and other members of the community what was going on in his schools. And they would come to my classroom when it was their turn to come.
That's great. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Like that, I felt like was a way to say, like, I'm being an effective teacher. I like the kids. I taught coached almost every sport, ran all these different clubs. We had an awesome variety show at the end of the year where Like the kids would roast the teachers and like have great skits and great music and this, that, and the other. Like that's the context I'm waltzing you around the ballroom, right? And
gotcha, yeah.
Kick these kids down the stairs. I'm coming to the realization that did I ever love teaching or did I just really love correcting people? The other day at the gym, I have a run-in with a teenager. And this had been brewing, evidently, for some time.
Okay.
At this gym, there's a gigantic, like, tractor tire. It's like CrossFit, this goofy thing, and nobody ever uses it. Nobody goes to that gym more than me. I go there 6 or more times a week because it's a block and a half away.
That's impressive. Good for you.
And, of course, it shows, right? Just kidding.
Just wall of muscle.
Chris, wall of muscle lily. This tire is supposed to be used nominally for taking one of those big mallets or hammers and hitting the tire. It's a CrossFit exercise that's like, hammer chops or something. It's incredibly good exercise. But nobody does it because it's a big schlep to get this, this Subaru-sized tire rolled out, and it's a small gym, and it's a complete imposition of everyone's space, and it's like a safety issue to be swinging these things when people are coming around. It's like double the size of like a Hampton exercise area. And it serves a community of 5,000 people. This kid isn't using it for that. He's doing that exercise that you only see at the CrossFit Games where you drop the tire and then pick it up like rolling it, right? Not roll it, like...
What?
Dropping it, like,
in the gym?
Bang! And then endeavoring to pick it up, which I think his fucking asshole is going to be prolapsed. We're gonna see the Goatsy video, but and he's a kid, and he just does not pick up on everyone in that gym is completely taken, almost like shocked by how.
Why wouldn't you be?
How he is dominating the space. I think I have some auditory sensibilities of like sudden loud noises.
Right.
And somebody dropping. That thing's got to weigh 500 pounds, right? Like,
yeah.
Bang. And on top of that, the gym owner has had to like replace several floor pieces from people dropping just the weights and breaking the floor like over time.
So you think a 500-pound tire might do more damage than that?
And this kid is just has no idea, doesn't read the room, and nobody has the balls to go up and say, what the fuck are you doing? First off, there's no space for this. Second off, it's such an imposition on gym etiquette. And you're a shitbag for making me have to say this. Nobody says that, but guess who?
The hero that people deserve.
I go up. I don't even do the, hey man, would you? I just go, no. And I do the way, that hand, like, no, we're done. I just go, no, you're done. I got in there.
I like it, yes.
And I'm just kibitzing with the guy at the front before I start my workout. And this kid, somebody's dropping a Subaru every few minutes, and I just go up and I go, you're done. And he stops, and he wheels it back around. And then about a couple minutes later, I go up, and I want to... You catch more flies with sugar than you do vinegar. Okay, so I didn't intimidate him, but I was curt and forceful. Yeah. And he stopped. And I wanted to just follow up, kind of channeling my inner teacher, former middle school teacher, like, hey, the reason I was... And he just cut me off. I wanted to just say, hey, it's just like, there's some gym etiquette there. That's something you would do at maybe a time when nobody's in the gym. That's such a niche workout.
That seems fair, yeah.
He starts shouting at me. You didn't ask politely, and what the hell are you... I mean, it's a gym, and nobody was offended. I was like, yeah, I guarantee you go around and ask...
Everybody in the gym was offended, but you were the only one that...
But they didn't speak up because they were so shocked at your social blindness. I was like, you're breaking gym etiquette right now. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And
very true.
The other teenage kid, the worker kid that I was kibitzing with, that I'm friendly with, he takes the kid's side. He's like, that tire is there for a reason. I go, yeah. And I could completely sit on the treadmill, the one treadmill, the whole workout. But I'm not gonna because it's gym etiquette. I could dominate the bench press for an hour. The one bench press in the gym, but you don't do it. And you're not going to jump rope in the middle of where people are going to be walking to. So I was like, this is gym etiquette. No, I'm dying on this hill. I'm not in the wrong. I despise teenagers. First off, they're all dressed like the unhoused. How How do you have like a $9 Frappuccino when you're walking around in public, but you look like a 10-cent bag lady? Like every girl walks around like they just came from a sleepover.
Nice.
And the boys, they're all wearing like testicle short John Stockton little shorts and fucking moccasins in public or Crocs.
Oh, man.
You know Mike Judge, the guy who made Beavis and Butthead?
Yes.
And Idiocracy?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so...
recognize the name. It's been a while since I saw either one of those.
Idiocracy, long story short, it's about a dystopian future world in which everybody has an IQ of like 7.
Yeah.
And it's just like, over time, knowledge eroded. And when they were trying to figure out the aesthetic for like what a stupid society dresses like, at the time, there was a type of shoe that was being invented that their costume director or designer decided, hey, that's the perfect shoe to show like everybody in the future dresses like an asshole with these stupid looking shoes that no one would ever feign to wear in reality. What shoe that was?
I don't remember. No.
Crocs.
Of course.
And the girls, they wear like throw blankets walking around to school. You know they make mobile throw blankets if you want to stay warm. They're called jackets. But we had, COVID stunted our emotional and social development. That was 8 months, 5 years ago. Get off your phones and talk to each other. Oh, but you don't even understand what we're saying. Oh, youth slang, bussin', bay, lit, amongst many other.
I don't know what any of those mean.
That's all. All those kids are saying, hey, that's our talk and that's our lingo and it defines our generation. No, it doesn't. You got that from African American vernacular English from what they were saying 5 years ago. You're all a bunch of culture vultures saying you slang, that's just how we talk. No, it's lifted. Okay? So yeah, this is my Anakin to Darth Vader turn. In short, Griff, fuck them kids.
That should go on a bumper sticker.
Yeah, I guess. I guess I'm never teaching middle school again. World needs bartenders.
No, that sounds horrible. And just the entitlement factor. Like we've kind of talked about this. I don't know on the podcast, but like I really feel there's like this societal decline, and it all starts and ends with like people's entitlement. It's off the charts, and people need to get it under control.
It's not ridiculous. My former students either.
Yeah.
Okay, shout out to Jerry, Valerie, Alex, Yessie, Eduardo, Dane. Like, big ups to you. You guys, I loved my job. Sunday night wasn't one of those, oh my God, I got to go in the morning. Added context. I loved my job till I didn't. Yes, COVID broke me, but like, there's been a rupture at around COVID. And okay, I get it. Like, it happened, but like, Let's move on. I mean, I was a bad kid too. I get it. I got arrested twice before the age of 16. You know, Warjenkos. Okay, that's enough to put me straight to jail. So, but like, I also went to basketball games with my dad twice a week for years. I went fishing with him. I went for drives with my mom, and we talked about books. We'd go to movies. Like, I watched Lawrence Welk on Saturday nights with my parents. Because you know what, like, that's family time. I knew that it was important to them, and so, like, yeah, I'm sitting there in my Jenkos, and my FUBU, and my cubic zirconia, and I'm watching Lawrence Welk. Finally figure out who Lawrence Welk was.
So I knew I knew the name, and I did go out and watch a clip. And did verify that was actually a really good impression that you did.
North Dakota German.
Yes, that was spot on. So I didn't appreciate it at the time. It seemed like it was good. It definitely made me laugh.
The epitome of corny 70s bandstand. The demographic is women in knitting clubs with horn-rimmed glasses and guys with sideburns with, a 2-pack a day habit, but can name several Cab Calloway songs like top of their head. But my dad ate that shit up. We'd sit there and watch it. And so I did a Lawrence Welk last week. I thought I'd throw a couple more Lawrence Welk alts. It's always, so he's a North Dakota guy, but he has like a thick German accent.
It seemed like it, yeah.
Lawrence Welk. He'd always introduce, it was a couple singing or doing like a Lusafshu or playing the accordion or ballroom dancing or something. And so I thought I'd do a couple more alts. So this is Lawrence Welk introducing a few more songs. Next up, we have Heathcliff and Shirley singing Nighttime in Rangoon. And the next week, we're excited to bring you Eleanor and Hiram with Youngstown Wiggle. And a 5 and a 6. Got a few more. I'm very tickled to bring you here for the first time is Jeannie and Brigham with Don't Go A-Kissin'.
These names are fantastic.
We're here with Ira and Violet. They're going to be dancing to Teach Me How to Turkey. I got one more.
Oh my goodness.
This one was from one of their ethnic episodes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Here is Esteban and Edith with Mediterranean Maybes. That's my Lawrence Welk. North Dakota German. God bless them.
Oh, man.
Another man without sin. Gone too soon. My Winnipeg Jets, game 2, round 2 of after the Manitoba Miracle.
Yes.
1 fucking second left to tie the game, send it to overtime.
Yes.
1 in double overtime, and I left. I was watching the game up here, the second floor of my chateau. I call it Cloud City because we're on the second floor. We're
Perfect, yeah.
And I was so pissed, we're going to get eliminated in the first round yet again. So I go to the bar to put a bet on the Warriors game or something. There was one Steph got injured.
Oh, okay, yeah.
By the way, they're cooked.
Oh, Warriors are done.
They're done.
Yeah.
And speaking of wrestling heels, Draymond Green, like, five will get you $2.50. Mm-hmm. He's going to be in the WWE within 3 years.
Oh, absolutely.
At least just as a personality.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
But anyway, I'm going to place a bet, and I'm just like, oh, fuck, dude. It's 3-2 now, not 3-1. Okay, fuck it, I'll watch it. And I'm watching with a guy with a Trump hat and a guy with, that uses, like, beard oil. And
very eclectic crowd there.
Yeah, it was a nice, a motley crew, and the bartender, whom I know. She's a student of mine in adult ed, and I'm like, fuck, all right, let me watch it. 3 seconds. Oh, God, are they setting some up, too? And then, ricocheting, boom. I screamed. I think that's a top 3. That might be up there with the Von Miller, because I'm a Denver Broncos fan also.
Oh,
Von Miller strip sack leading to the touchdown in Super Bowl 50. Yeah, I mean, that's another segment, but that's up there. You're a Montana State Bobcats fan, but Montana Grizzlies beating Nevada in 2006. They were a 12 seed, beat Nevada.
Oh, right.
Who was a 5 seed in March Madness in the first round. So that too. I'd say those are 3 top of my head. I don't know. What else you got for sports roundup?
Well, we got the NBA playoffs. Honestly, I've kind of haven't been following quite as closely since my Lakers lost out. I'm kind of surprised. I was looking at
I do see you wearing black. Is this like a
I'm
sitting Shiva? It's like a 7-day thing.
Exactly. I'm still in mourning.
It's 2 weeks, dude.
I'm definitely a little bit down on the Lakers at this point.
Who's your backup team? Mine's the Knicks.
Yeah, same.
Sweet.
So and honestly, I think the Knicks are getting slept on because they're up 2-0 against the Celtics.
The Cal Bridges, baby.
Yeah, and they're going back to New York, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And
Bing bong. Dude, that arena is, noise ordinance. I've watched the game at the Mecca. And I actually saw Larry David there sitting courtside.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was
awesome. That's pretty cool.
You got to watch, that's bucket, dude. You got to watch a game at the Garden.
That would be awesome. That definitely is on the list. I'd love to do that. The Knicks are definitely getting slept on because they're up 2-0 and the Celtics are still the second highest odds or second lowest odds to win the championship.
They're not fun to watch. I made a lot of money off of them this year, but not a lot, but I rarely lost with them, but they're just, everybody on sports Twitter is like really piling on Jason Tatum, and mostly that's because Bill Simmons is such a really what they say glazing on Tatum. I don't know. I mean, maybe Steve Kerr when he was the Olympics NBA or the basketball Olympics coach last summer, and Jason Tatum had just won the championship, but he's getting almost no playing time. Maybe he knew something a little bit there.
Yeah, I don't know. I really feel like the Knicks are getting slept on. Honestly, at this point...
It's because they didn't beat good teams during the regular season.
Yeah,
but
I mean...
That's over.
Yeah, OKC, they look like the real deal. I think they just have such tremendous depth, and I think they're going to be a very... very difficult team to...
They're young, so they don't know that they should be nervous in the playoffs yet. Yeah,
absolutely. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see play out. And then coming up next week, PGA Championship, they don't have the full odds out.
Do they golf on Thursday or is it Friday, Saturday, Sunday? It's Thursday through Sunday?
Thursday through Sunday.
Okay, so the 15th. So, by the time you're listening to this, PGA Championship, and where is it being played?
It is at Quail Hollow this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That Quail Hollow. That's next to Flamingo Fracas.
Where is Quail Hollow? Oh.
I'm gonna
North. Oh.
I'm gonna guess. Can I guess?
Yeah.
North Carolina.
Really good guess. Definitely didn't tip it by saying north.
Yeah, golf hasn't made it to North Dakota yet.
Dakota. Quail Hollow. Not that this is probably a super accurate gauge of the difficulty of the course, but on 2K25 on PlayStation 5, Quail Hollow plays pretty darn tough. So if the game is anything like real life, I think they're going to be in a pretty big test. I feel like there's some decent value potentially. I don't hate Bryson DeChambeau. Sportsbet Montana has him at plus 950. That's to win. Obviously, kind of didn't close the deal with the Masters. Rory and Scotty, the nearly co-betting favorites at plus 400 and plus 420.
That's the favorite?
Yeah.
I'm surprised Rory.
Rory.
I'm gonna fucking win again. I was psyched when he won the Masters.
Oh, I was too.
He had the best shots and the worst shots.
Oh, 75-yard shot in on that par 5 and dumps it in the creek. That looked like a highlight reel from our round at Three Forks out here.
Yeah. So frickin', you hit that into the water. Yes. Do you remember when you hit it in the water? Yes. I think it went in the water. Kill yourself. Did
you see it splash when it went in the water? Yeah, I saw it splash. Yeah. The other kind of sleeper pick, and I'm surprised he's got as long odds as this. Plus 6,900, Min Woo Lee out of Australia.
Okay.
You heard it on
the Korean Killer.
I think
Min Woo is.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if that's his official nickname, but we'll go with it.
Maybe,
yeah.
Fighting.
I think we should cut that.
No, that's what in Korea. That's how they say.
Oh, okay.
It sounds like fighting, but it's fighting.
Oh,
they say it. It was like let's go.
Okay, not racist.
It's Konglish. It's like Korean.
Oh,
like a loan word that they did. They also did it with like words like computer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I gotcha. All right. Well, not racist then.
I'm a man of culture.
Yeah, but Min Woo Lee, I like him at the longer odds. He's been playing pretty well this year. If it gets hot, there might be some good value there. I'd maybe look at him at like if you want to be a little bit more conservative. They don't have the lines out yet, but I'd look at him as like a top 20 bet. If you're getting like even money on that, I would definitely.
It's so crazy that they go to this event, and if they don't, when's the cut? Is that on Friday?
After Friday's round, yeah.
Okay, so you play 4 rounds of golf, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You have to be at a certain amount, or your score has to be at a number to continue playing Saturday and Sunday. If you don't make that, what they call a cut, you just spent whatever amount to get there, and you're going home with nothing.
So, a little bit of a moving target.
So Lee is your golf sleeper pick.
Yes.
Do you have any other picks, like who you think?
Honestly, I will
probably third round of the playoffs in a week or starting.
Oh, the NBA,
for both.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I think the Warriors are toast. Unfortunately, lose Steph. I mean, I know you got playoff Jimmy Butler, but that's just the Timberwolves are a very good team.
Yeah.
Gobert or Gobert, if you prefer. Yeah, he showed the Lakers the door pretty unceremoniously, and a lot of smart people bet on under 6.5 points in that closeout game. Only missed it by 21. Jeez, so yeah, really dialed in on that.
Okay,
one.
So Denver's out.
Yeah.
On the East, I think Cleveland's cooked.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, I thought they looked really good coming into the playoffs.
Yeah, they've had some injuries. They're young.
Yep.
But in the bad young, like they're not coming up to the moment, whereas OKC is.
Right. Yes.
So again, my heart wants the Knicks to win. Mm-hmm. I loved the '90s Knicks. I was a contrarian, although you have a Chicago connection because your brother lives and works there.
Yeah.
For many years. I was always a contrarian. I loved all the Western Conference teams that played against the Bulls. So Suns, Sonics, Jazz.
Well, I guess
Blazers.
Yeah.
And on the East, I liked kind of the Pacers, but mostly the Knicks. And so, like I was saying, the legit last book I read was a history of the '90s New York Knicks.
I love it. Yeah,
I am reading a history book, but it's as you can see over here. It's a cartoon.
It looks like you got quite a few pictures with that.
A lot of pictures. It's something, listen, dude, life's short, all right? I want to take in my knowledge without having to have, Chat GPT near me. What does indefatigable mean, Chat GPT? Like, I want McDonald's sometimes, okay?
Yeah.
That's kind of it. I actually thought, as the season winds down, some of these guys have summer jobs, evidently. I actually went and looked up what some of these summer jobs were between NBA and NHL players.
That's a question I wouldn't have thought to get an answer to, but I'm actually pretty excited about hearing about this.
So Golden State Warriors, Buddy Hield, his summer part-time job, banjo tuner. He also picks up some hours as Costco gas station attendant. That's Buddy Hield.
Good old Buddy. Actually,
a lot of overalls and straws to get.
I do have to give Buddy Hield a small shout out. I think it was during 2020 when I did a lot of at-home sports betting via my brother in Chicago.
Yeah. I believe it's called fraud.
Yeah, we probably should edit that out. But anyways, I was able to make a wager on Buddy Hield, and he won the 3-point contest that year, and I won $70 on a $10 bet.
That's a big one.
That was pretty good. So Buddy Hield, thank you for the 70.
Buddy owes you
still a funny segment, though.
An ear of corn for that.
Yes.
My next player's summer job from the Florida Panthers. I believe my Finnish pronunciation to be a little rusty, so I'm going to posit a guess here. Eetu Luostainen.
I don't even know what sport that person plays.
That's a Finnish hockey player for the Florida Panthers. There's quite a contingency of Baltic players. You, of course, are familiar with the Lithuanian contingency.
Yes. I
briefly kidnapped
2 weeks there, yes.
I spent a month there one night. Anyway, he's given the Scandinavian. I guess technically Finland isn't Scandinavian, but I don't care to really acknowledge that for this shitty joke. So, Eetu Louis Sterinen. His summer job, IKEA meatball tester and shopping cart fetcher. Startinen. Actually, his last name is the name of a TV stand you can get there on the second floor.
Nice.
Next is Wyatt Johnson from the Dallas Stars. Wyatt, his summer job is reluctant lawman trying to leave his past behind, but ultimately drawn back into the fray to defend his family and friends from ruthless Western outlaws. It's a long title for a...
It sounds familiar.
Long title for a part-time summer job.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, the next one is Dante DiVincenzo from the Minnesota Timberwolves. You want to have a guess there? Or?
Dante DiVincenzo. Sounds pretty Italian. Pizza parlor, maybe?
His summer job is Buca di Beppo busboy.
Oh, man. It's a ballpark, I guess. Yeah.
Steered right into that one. Yeah, he works there with Alex Caruso. Oh! All right, and finally, Bones... Actually, it's the penultimate one. I did find 2 more.
Oh, my.
Bones Highland. Ooh, Bones.
Is that his given name or is that a nickname?
I believe that's his Christian name.
Is it really?
Highland.
Okay.
That's a tough man right there with that name.
Got a lot of lived up to be called Bones.
Yeah, that's sort of like that Seinfeld joke when you're born with the name Jeeves.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, kind of pigeonholing your future there a little bit. But Bones Highland from the Minnesota Timberwolves, his summer job is quilt shop intern.
Quilt shop intern.
Fun one for Bones. And finally, the summer job that I found out was a bit surprising here. It is a newer job. Luka Doncic. And he is the first Wegovy Waddlers celebrity endorser. And those are postseason sports jobs. Making the rounds on the Twitter sphere, X sphere, is the 100 men versus one gorilla.
This is like...
Would you call this a debate?
Yes, absolutely, it's a debate. I actually think it's a pretty good one. I feel like I fall on one side of the aisle, but it's not an easy one, I don't think.
Dude, the first guy that gets their limbs ripped off, and then he's... Yeah. I don't think the other 99 are going to be like, yeah, how about we just bum rush them?
Yeah, I don't think so. It's kind of like, I always, like in the Civil War and stuff, how they basically take turns shooting the front row guys. It's like, I feel like that's you're kind of getting into that situation with the gorilla. It's like, you don't want to be in the front row because you kind of know how that one goes. It's like, there's some miracle you survived the first salvo. No, you're still, stay up there. You're still in the front line. So, So anyways, all right.
We're not going to sit here and bore you with us choosing the 100 that made it. But how about 10? Yeah. I'll do 5. You do 5. And they each represent their, I don't know, like military units, but I'm assuming it's like you have a platoon. That seems like a big amount. Yeah. Down to troop is 1.
Squadron?
Let's say squad. Squadron. Okay.
I think squadron's like with planes, so we'll go with squad.
It's a squad.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you want to trade off?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So just like for the record, I think the 100 men defeat the gorilla. I think it's the people we're going to select would help with that. I just think.
Dude, I don't think they would.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm on the 100 men side. The gorilla will eventually get tired. So
gorilla versus grizzly bear is grizzly bear. Gorilla versus 100 guys.
See, this is why it's a good debate.
Why it's a good one. Yeah.
All right.
I think.
But if we're trying to have the best squad possible,
I just watched Starship Troopers the other night. They do eventually take down the Klindathu or whatever but they got to unload an entire magazine every time. And so you might be right. Like, it just takes... Oh, by the way, no weapons.
Yes, no weapons.
That's a major...
No, because if there was weapons, then it's not even close.
You could win with a shillelagh, with a Rory McIlroy shillelagh. All right, so 100 men versus one gorilla. You go ahead. Who's your first squad leader?
So I kind of went fairly current, also pretty like reality show heavy, because those are the shows that I watch. David, the stuntman on the current season of Survivor. I don't know how tall he is, but he is one of the most well-built contestants Survivor's ever had. He is so strong. The only challenge that he lost wasn't due to like a lack of strength or stamina. He got distracted. And this guy, he's a stuntman. He's huge. He's strong. I think he could nearly match the physicality of a gorilla.
The unsung heroes.
He can take a punch, I'm guessing. So, David, stuntman, current season of Survivor.
Okay, my first squad leader, Pat Tillman.
That's a great
pick. Pat Tillman. Juggernaut. Amazing athlete. Have you seen this guy's jawline?
Chiseled.
Yeah. It's like legitimately like he goes to a jawline like there's a sharpener. And obviously what happened to him was terrible, and it's a stain on the military and the government, and I do believe he's a hero. And R.I.P. to Pat Tillman. This guy is like real life Thanos sized. I didn't even watch the second one once I'm like, dude, I'm 39. I'm not watching it.
Honestly, this shows how stupid I am, which is probably apparent to our listeners already. But I thought those movies were over after Endgame, and then they just continued, and I'm like, what are these? So I haven't seen any of the movies since Endgame. I thought it was over. Like, they literally called it Endgame, and they didn't.
Endgame-ish.
They didn't end the game.
All right, so your second.
Okay, so you want a little bit more serious. Mine are slightly more lighthearted, at least with your first pick.
So it is a comedy-ish podcast, and I went right out of the gate like a war hero. So
yeah. So the very specific point in time reality show Trace Adkins versus the Backstreet Boys on Celebrity Apprentice. He was in the finals. Our esteemed president was the host of the show. And
the Cowboys, like the country singer with the low voice?
Yes, Trace Adkins. And
Honky Tonk Badonkadonk?
I believe so.
Is your second pick?
Second pick.
He is like tall, right?
He's very tall.
He's a ponytail. Oh, Furio had a ponytail.
I know. So, ponytail, deep voice. He claimed that he could beat up the entire Backstreet Boys on his own because they were asking him for wheatgrass and he hadn't even heard of it. So, Trace Adkins versus Backstreet Boys Celebrity Apprentice.
No lies were uttered, though. He would absolutely mop the floor with all five of them. That one Kevin guy, it seems like... Who's the little kind of like gingery...
I don't know Brian. Backstreet as well as NSYNC. I don't know.
You were Team NSYNC?
I was definitely Team NSYNC, yeah.
Because I'm a sponge for that horse shit, but I believe his name's Brian. He looks like he would kick you in the nuts.
Yeah.
But Trace... Okay.
Yeah, Trace Adkins.
My second, 1987... Iron Mike Tyson.
That is a great pick. That guy was
my announcer voice.
It was good. Michael, you got to do the Michael Buffer voice though.
Yeah.
The world champion, Iron Mike Tyson. That was terrible.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that was
I didn't
really
want to do it because I thought it was hacky, but you went and did it.
I did.
Wow.
Watch out, Michael Buffer.
Yeah, his son doesn't know, right? Bufferito?
Lesser Buffer.
Yes, or some minor Buffer. Okay, your third pick.
All right. One back to the same well. Sorry for lack of creativity.
Jesus.
But this is the...
Reality again, dude.
Yeah, reality again. Celebrity Apprentice
again. You're keeping that industry afloat.
All right, but I've never seen a human more angry than Meatloaf was when Gary Busey stole his paint on the Celebrity Apprentice. Meatloaf
is your pick.
The singer.
Bitch Tits Bob from Fight Club.
If you haven't seen this clip, you will never see a human more angry or another human so close to death and being completely oblivious that this person was about ready to end them because they stole their paintbrushes.
Wait, I thought it was going to be Busey mad at Meatloaf because his fucking meth had gone missing or something.
Meatloaf was seconds away from murdering Gary Busey.
Okay. So he's prone to fits of rage.
Yes. So So
he's like a short burst attack.
Like it would be like a gorilla would be like, oh my gosh, this guy is extremely mad, screaming at me. Could be kind of a little defense mechanism. Not a great fighter, but just
shock and awe, kind of take it, pound in the beach a little bit before you send in the foot.
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
Exactly.
Good pick. All right. I'm going football on this one from an earlier time. This man averaged 104 or 114 yards a game for 118 games.
That's impressive.
Never missed a game. Also was in Mars Attacks. So he has fight experience. Mm-hmm. Jim Brown.
Oh.
The running back, the icon. Another RIP, but I mean, this is all completely hypothetical. Jim Brown.
I like the hat that he would wear too.
Yeah, like the
little beaded beanie thing.
I
don't know
think
what it's called.
There's some cultural significance to that. Perhaps Nation of Islam. I don't know if that's not true. I'm just an ignorant guy from Montana. So.
I don't know either. I'm probably saying, I like this very charged
running back in the '60s, but look at his footage, dude. I mean, he's
unreal.
Yeah, so
animal,
complete animal. Fourth pick,
animal like Blendetto.
Yeah, that animal.
All right, don't know the person's name, but I have to provide some context. So brother lives in Chicago. We moved him out there in 1995. Hired a moving truck to bring all his stuff out there. We have this dresser filled with clothing. We took all the drawers out because it was so heavy. Had to I was young at the time, 12. My dad was 30 years younger. My brother was just out of college. Both of them were strong and in good shape. This mover shows up. He says, "Where are the drawers?" And we're like, "Oh, we took them out because it was so heavy." And he's like, "Oh, I'll put those drawers back in." He lifts this dresser. He kind of leveraged it on his hip. He lifted it with one arm and kind of swung it into the back of the truck. Like it was a
laundry basket?
Yes. It was and I am not exaggerating, it is the greatest physical feat I've ever seen
with
in
your
person.
Own eyes? Yeah.
I don't know who this was. He worked for a United Moving Company. That guy's leading the squad.
That guy has like 3 pieces left of his spine by now.
Probably. So prime.
C7 through whatever.
Yeah, so prime this mover guy.
Yeah. You don't keep that up for that long. But okay. Yeah. So your personal anecdote, mover guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. I mean, he could be like 8 seconds, 9-second flurry.
Yeah, I mean, there's the strength and stuff. I mean, he could be like holding the gorilla, trying to hold the gorilla, choking the gorilla while someone else fights the gorilla at the same time. Yeah. So this guy, unbelievable strength. Never seen anything like it.
My 4th pick, I'm going basketball, which is not it is a pick that would not be popular because the NBA or basketball in general, they're seen as prima donnas. When's the last time a punch was actually like thrown and landed?
Yes.
Landed.
Oh man.
I
think you might have taken the same person. I don't want to cut you off. I am also finishing with the NBA player.
Okay. All right, but
we'll see. We'll see. Sorry to interrupt.
Whenever you hear about the toughest players during the NBA's toughest time, the 80s and 90s, hand checking is allowed. They didn't even kick you out of the game for like throwing a punch, landing a punch. Like you can get in fight. Like
yeah,
Michael Jordan was held to probably 3 less championships because they basically drove him over with a snowplow, and they'd be like, that's all right, run him, right? But he'll still play the next game. Whenever you hear about the 90s physicality and how there was a true enforcer in the league, Charles Oakley, Oak, comes to mind. Every single person from Charles Barkley, Lambeer, all those guys said the most hard-scrabble guy in the league was Charles Oakley. Is that your guy?
It's not. But
nice.
No, this is good. I feel like I have like the modern Oak. So
okay, so he was the most fit guy.
That's a good.
And
one.
I think there's some height there, probably about 6'7", 270, and tough as nails. Charles Oakley is my 4th pick.
Love it. All right, final pick. Also NBA, current NBA, and if you haven't seen this clip, you got to look it up. Isaiah Stewart for the Detroit Pistons. He was trying to fight LeBron James a couple seasons ago. People were attempting to restrain him, and he was running through them like he was Derrick Henry running through the Bills defense.
Yeah, secondary.
Yeah,
okay.
It is unbelievable. This guy, he is like the modern day enforcer. I would say he and like James Johnson. Anytime there's any kind of squabble on the court, even if he's on the bench, the camera immediately cuts to Isaiah Stewart, and it's like, is this guy going to get involved? And anytime he gets involved, it's end of fight. Nobody, LeBron included, they don't want that smoke. Look up this clip, Isaiah Stewart going after LeBron.
Good pick, man. All right, so I will. Was that your 5th?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
My 5th
squad. Yeah.
Nice pick, dude. And I like that you mix it around, and we've gone from boxing and to NBA, and obviously NFL has to have a few more guys on the list. The most agreed upon animal of all time in the NFL is Dick Butkus. First off, your last name is Butkus. You have to be the toughest guy.
Definitely didn't get teased about that. No way.
There's some causation there, correlation, right?
Oh, for
toughest
sure.
guy. He was the dirtiest player in the scrum. Like guys were like assaulted, not just like, hey, we're playing a tackle football. Like that's an actual crime.
Yeah.
So Dick Butkus would be the guy holding back the gorilla, while like Oakley is lighting him up with the flurry,
right?
And or Oakley, Tyson, right?
Yeah.
Giving him the old right hook, the old...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But this has kind of led me to a joke I came across.
Okay.
It's gorilla-based in nature. I did not write this joke, but I did more than just a huff of air out of my nose upon reading this joke.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm going to share it with you
Okay,
right now.
all right.
Okay. I used to work at the zoo, and one time a gorilla died of old age. Problem was, it was the only gorilla in the zoo because it wasn't very profitable. The gorilla was by far the most popular attraction, and they couldn't afford to go a single day without it. So the zoo owner came up to me and said, "Hey, for an extra $100 a day, do you want to put on this gorilla costume until we can afford a new one?" Of course, I said yes. Pretty quickly, I became the biggest hit at the zoo. Everyone wanted to see the human-like gorilla. So about a month later, the craze started to die down, but they kept pressuring me to get people's attention again. So, in a desperate attempt, I climbed over to where the lions were and started hanging off the net. Suddenly, this massive crowd gathered and everyone looked terrified for me. I could feel my grip slipping. I couldn't hold on any longer. I started screaming, "Help! Help!" And then I fell. The lion rushed over to me, and just as I thought it was over, he leaned in and whispered, "Shut the fuck up before we all get fired."
That's good. I like it.
All right. Do you want to call it? What do you think? How do we do?
I think it was good.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Let's go get some wings.
Yes. I know that's always
Let's get a Moscow Mule.
There we go. No, I think this
Did you have
good.
more? I mean,
no,
I feel like
no.
leave on a high note. Coco, right?
Yeah.
Costanza. All right. I'm out.
Calling it a day.
All right, guys. Thanks for sticking with us. Say, let's go get some beers and maybe some pierogies, some, I don't know, maybe some Eternal Salvation. I don't know, maybe a deep dish. No, I turned Brooklyn at the end. But
let's go get some wings.
That's Chicago?
No, it's a really bad Michael Buffer.
Oh, nice. Nice callback. Pope, real quick, we're going to end on this.
Okay.
He's from the South Side.
Yeah.
What does that mean for baseball?
Well, he's Sox. He's a Sox fan. Maybe they'll, with the Pope on their side, they'll be able to get a better name than First Rate Towing Field. So.
Yeah. Another callback. You're on fire. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next time.